Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video I'm gonna talk about the 5 elements that define a top tier character in Street Fighter V, and I got to make this video due to 3 different inspirations. The first one is a video by Total Sagat, and that video was titled Why Sagat Isn't Powerful. I will leave a link to that in the description below. It's a question as well by a Discord user, Drankido, who asked me what makes a character strong for top play versus casual or just low or intermediate level play. And obviously the videos that I made recently expressing my thoughts that Cody is very powerful, and I got sort of mixed responses on that one. So I wanted to show you what, at least in my opinion, makes a top tier in this game. And there are 5 elements, and the character need to be good at the 5 elements, right? The first one, and this is a very big deal, how consistently can they knock down the opponent and score OK, right? How sticky are they? Once they get in, they stay in. And all of the top tiers are very good at that. Case in point here, Luke for example, he knock you down with a jab punish, and he immediately is able to throw you even on a back rise. He score a combo from a medium, and he is still able to punish you on a back rise or at least mix you up, and obviously on a heavy he's able to do that as well. Now what makes a character like Luke very powerful is that he's also able to do this not just from combos or punishes on block, but he also can do it on a whiff punish. Like let's say for example that Ryu is whiffing his standing medium kick with a character like Luke, whiff punish and bam, now you get the OK, or obviously you can whiff punish with a heavy, and look at the corner carry and the pressures that you get here. So this is very powerful, right? And if you think about it, all of the top tiers are like that. If you think of Poison, Rashid, Karen, Kami, Akuma, I'm talking about the top tiers and their respective seasons or when they were top tiers, even Yurian obviously for example. So this is a key ability, right? The second ability, and this one it's so actually obvious, but it might escape you, and that is you need to have stupid moves that you can just throw out, right, without really having to worry about it that much. And for a character like Luke for example, his medium kick is just, I mean, you can do this with almost no worries in the world. You do his standing medium kick and it's Hakuna Matata time. You're not getting whiff punch, the hitbox is excellent, the speed is great. I mean, you can just do it. And if you think even in the previous seasons, Kami obviously had standing medium kick as well, and Karen was the infinite crouching medium kick fishing. And yeah, I mean it's very obvious, but it is a big deal. And what is excessive about Luke, what makes him very powerful, isn't that he can just do it, it's that he have a lot of them, right? For example, he has the standing medium kick, like I said, he has the heavy flash knuckle, he has the forward heavy punch, right? He has his standing heavy punch as well, and obviously he can cancel it into sandblaster, and yeah, pretty much safe. So Luke have a ton of these, and that is very good about him. And obviously he forces you to make mistakes or approach him due to the sandblaster and it being a hard projectile to fight against. So just having moves that you can do freely and just you are throwing the problems at the opponent and forcing him to deal with it, that is what the top characters do, right? If you have to think in the neutral, if you're worried about whiff punishing or committing that much, you're not top tier. Now the third element, and this one kinda ties into the first one, I said you wanna knock down the opponent and be able to get into OK situation. Well, if you're not going for a meaty, you're going for a throw, right? And you wanna have strong throw pressure. And a character like Luke again, on a forward throw he's plus 15, so he can just dash up and be -2 and then throw you again. You might say Mura, well, he's negative, but his dash is really fast, the animation on it is actually very deceiving in my opinion, and he does have a forward moving attacks. He'll have a multiple of them, so he can for example here just fish with a forward heavy punch, and if you are just purely reacting to the forward movement, you will get crush countered here. And obviously he have the standing heavy punch as well, So there is a lot of forward moving attacks. So if you're trying to react just to the movement, you will get crushed. And obviously in the corner, he has a standing heavy kick, auto-timed, auto-spaced meaty +1, and then he get to throw you again. His crouch or back medium punch will leave him at throw range, so he can just bully you in the corner like that. That is great. Even on a back throw, right? Even on a back throw, Luke can standing heavy kick and he still gets to keep his turn, right? So his throw situation is very, very powerful, regardless of what he's doing, forward throw, back throw, corner, not in the corner, he gets to keep the pressure going, right? And if you think of others, like let's say for example Poison, well guess what, Poison throws you mid-screen and then she can just walk up and throw you again, or Fish with her standing heavy punch. It's a very common theme among the top tier characters. Some of them kinda do it in a different way, where their combos will carry you to the corner in almost a single combo, like say for example Rashid or Karen, and then in the corner they destroy you with throw or shimmy mix-ups. So it doesn't have to come in the flavor of mid-screen pressure, but you can swap in insane corner carry with that, right? So that is a very big deal. Now the fourth element of a top tier character is a total bullshit element. The character need to be unreasonable at an aspect or many of them, and how unreasonable they get is how strong they get, right? If you're fair, you're not top tier. You need to have bullshit, and with Luke there is an insane amount of bullshit, obviously, right? Obviously his V-trigger mechanic in general is bullshit. He had the Crash Bandicoot jump, thankfully that got taken away. He have very powerful dash, he have the Sand Blaster, which is obviously hard to deal with. He have an immensely powerful damage output, right? So you always have to worry about it, and that replenishes his V-trigger. I mean, we can go on and on and on about Luke and how powerful he is, but you get the point. A character like G, when he was top tier, he had an unreasonably strong comeback element, right? Akuma, when he had the red fireball V-trigger activate. Rashid had his corner carry, obviously, and the corner throw and the wall jump and all of that. Like, for you to be powerful, you need to be cheap, right? Fair characters are not top tier characters. And finally, your character need to have strong defense. And for strong defense, I don't mean that you need to have 3 frame and an EXDP. Because a lot of people think that if you have a 3 frame and an EXDP, then you're instantly top tier, right? That's not the case. Ryu always had a 3 frame, he always had a DP. But what you need to have is strong defense in terms of, yes, either a 3 frame or an EXDB, but you also need to have strong anti-airs, strong backdash, and thanks to the addition of V-shift, that element is even lesser important than it was previously. In the video by Total Sagat, he was saying that a lot of people asked for V-shift, right? But it ended up helping the top tiers. It didn't really end up helping the weaker character, because top tiers will consistently get okay. So let's say for example that we are mid-screen, right, and Luke got this, right? So Ryu here is gonna V-shift. Let me dash here. Right, he can still chase the crash counter. If he goes for the like medium flash knuckle combo, he can still chase you, so it's totally fine for him. V-shift didn't nerf Luke. On the other hand, characters who lacked ways of getting consistent Oki, like let's say for example a character like Birdie, who now don't have powerful option on a back rise, they are unable to like chase you and go for the V-shift punish. That's why I was saying that V-shift ended up ultimately helping the already powerful characters. It's not a mechanic that I think like evens the balance, it just made the rich richer. Or obviously you have characters like Zangief that did get significantly nerfed because of this. A lot of evidence in my opinion that ultimately, while it is not a bad mechanic by itself, just by virtue of being top tier, you will have the means of being close enough to get the punish on it. And that is pretty much it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts, if you agree with me or if you disagree. I think these 5 elements are by far the most important for a character to be strong, and you need to be good at all 5. If you're good at like 3 or 4 out of these 5, you might be a decent character, but you won't be a top tier. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.